Hi everyone, I'm Jack, and the visuals you are seeing on the screen right now are from a project I just worked on that I actually got paid for. So maybe you're creating talking head videos for YouTube and you want cinematic B-roll, or you're just interested in creating your own animations with AI. Either way, I will show you exactly how I create visuals like this without trying to copy photoreal footage or without going out and filming the B-roll myself. And you don't need to know anything fancy because most of the heavy lifting is done by ChatGPT. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about style real quick. What you might as well do is lean into a style. Stop trying to fake something that is real and instead go with something illustrated or cartoon, because this way you can lean into something that people already know isn't real, which gives you the creative liberty to get scenes and shots without needing to worry about whether or not people are going to believe you. So for example, with the videos that I have been working on, here is a prompt that I have been adding on to my image creation. As you can see, we have things like cinematic illustration, broad brushstrokes, because when you're trying to make it photoreal, it's basically like trying to convince people that you're not wearing a mask, when in reality, you're wearing a mask. So in this video, I'm using ChatGPT for image generation. I'm using a platform called Runway for the video generation, and I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro to edit all of the footage together. Again, you can use whatever tools you would like. This is more about having a three-step process of images, videos, and editing. So if you're creating talking head videos and you want B-roll, then you want consistency and you want a character occasionally in the scene. Sometimes you want inanimate objects. Sometimes you might want a close-up of the eyes. So here I've attached an image of this friend who I did a project for. And this is the prompt that I'm using, where I explain that this is a loose reference and I want to recreate a scene of him doing some sort of example activity. And then from there, we can start moving forward with different scenes and different actions. But this way we have a basic view of the characters so that we have some consistency as we prompt going forwards. Another example is, let's say you want to have B-roll that is actually similar to your actual house. So what you can do is take pictures of some sort of object in your house, and then I did a similar prompt where I asked AI to recreate this image using it only as a loose reference. Because really I'm not trying to recreate the image exactly. I would like an illustrated style where a lot of the cluttered details are not actually in the photo. But this is a really cool way to turn an actual photo of something you want to reference into illustrated or stylized B-roll. Now there are two types of footage you can get here. You can get direct footage, which is where you actually see the character engaged in an activity, like maybe they're talking to someone, or maybe your character is scrolling on social media. But the other type of footage we can get with our B-roll is metaphorical footage. So maybe if in a talking head video you're describing a concept and you refer to loneliness, for example, then instead of getting direct footage where the character is sitting alone, then you can get metaphorical footage where maybe you see raindrops on a puddle or a flower alone next to water. You know, that is a little more metaphorical. And for this illustrated and stylized way of doing things, I think it can actually work really well. Now that we've gotten step one down, we have a basic image of our character or the environment. Now we can actually create our images. And what I used to do is go image by image and upload and get a clip for one image at a time. But what we can do instead is create 4 images at once. So basically creating a mini storyboard with the ChatGPT image generator. Now that we have the mini storyboard image, we want to turn this into a 15-second video, because instead of prompting 5 separate individual 3-second videos, we can just use this storyboard to create a long B-roll sequence. Now again, you can use Higgsfield, you can use OpenArt, you can use Runway. It doesn't matter which video generator you're using, because most of them refer to the same actual models. And in this case, I'm using Seedance 2.0. Now I'm actually going to go back into my chat with ChatGPT and ask it to generate text prompts in order to have me turn these images into videos. Now we have generated a prompt for each of the 4 scenes of our storyboard image, which means now I can paste this into my video generator platform, which is Runway. And as you can see, shot 1 has one activity, shot 2 has another activity, so on and so forth. And I tend to go in here and make my own personal adjustments so that it fits the style and activity that I actually want. So now that we have generated the prompts and attached a reference image into our video generator, now we can just generate the 15-second clip. What I'm describing to you guys is what I have seen to be the most effective way personally, just using some basic tools, but obviously there are many variations to this process. And if you're using a program like Premiere Pro to do your editing, then you can click this button to detect the different clips in the actual video overall, and this way you can make some shorter or move them around to your liking. And now that I have these clips to myself, I might use another program like After Effects if I want to get more specific with transitions, or add in my own camera shake or make my own personal adjustments. For some finishing touches, if you want to add in sound effects, you can also add that into your prompt in Runway. So here I'm saying ambient, distant traffic sound, natural sound from the atmosphere, or anything else I might want to include. If you don't do this, then it'll just generate some random piano music or horrifying sounds, or maybe something kind of pleasant. This doesn't really matter to me since I usually turn the audio off, but here's an example. I also like using Premiere or some sort of editing software so that when I compile all of my clips together, I can add in my own music track or add any soundtrack that I might want. There are also some visual adjustments that I might make, like when I have the clip in After Effects, I like to add a little bit of extra shake. For example, this video looks fine, it's pretty still, and when I make a little bit of adjustment to it, this is what I get. That also means that I can color grade the footage, so as you can see here, I am adding in some effects to give it a bit of a better look. And if you guys liked this video and you want the prompts that I actually used, then there is a document that I have put in the description that just includes the exact prompts. And in my next video, I'm showing you how I created a 10-minute short film with AI. So if you're interested in that, then feel free to check it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to cover similar topics or if you have any questions, then please let me know. Thank you for watching.